Have you ever wondered about the unseen world? You know, the unseen world of demons and spirits? Well, here's a very intriguing analysis of spiritual warfare and God's sovereignty. If you've never considered the sophisticated nature of this topic, I will say this is no coincidence. After listening to this analysis, you will see the world differently. We will explore passages in 3 books: Daniel, 2 Kings, and Ephesians. Together, these passages form a comprehensive narrative of faith, prayer, and God's sovereignty in the unseen realm. I encourage you to find and read these scriptures for yourself. Let's begin the analysis with an overview of each passage. In Daniel chapter 10, verse 10 through 14, the veil between the physical and spiritual realm is momentarily lifted as Daniel learns about the powerful cosmic struggle that was tied to his prayer and fasting. The angelic messenger Gabriel reveals how Daniel's prayer triggered spiritual activity. More specific, God sending Gabriel to reveal the vision to Daniel. During Gabriel's journey, he is met by a powerful spirit, the Prince of Persia. This powerful spirit was able to prevent Gabriel from fulfilling the mission. The battle went on for 21 days. The scripture says that Gabriel needed the intervention of Michael, a chief archangel, in order to overcome the Prince of Persia. This clearly points an organized hierarchy in the heavenly places for both sides. Similarly, in 2 Kings chapter 6, verses 15 through 17, Elisha's prayer for his servant. This unveils another occasion of the spiritual realm momentarily being lifted. The scripture says when the servant got up the next morning, he went outside and there were troops, horses, and chariots everywhere. "Oh, sir, what will we do now?" the young man cried to Elisha. "Don't be afraid," Elisha told him, "for there are more on our side than on theirs." Elisha then prays to God that his servant's eyes be opened. Upon having his eyes opened, the servant was able to see God's overwhelming angelic forces. The scriptures describe an earthly army surrounding the mountain, but chariots of fire surrounding Elisha, his servant, and the mountain, proving Elisha's statement, "There are more on our side than on theirs." Paul's teaching in Ephesians chapter 6, verses 10 through 18, reinforces this by explaining that believers' struggles are not against flesh and blood, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. This vivid imagery confirms the connection between spiritual and physical realms and the ongoing battle in the unseen world. In all 3 passages, the reality of spiritual warfare is a central theme. Daniel 10 reveals how spiritual entities influence earthly events, with the Prince of Persia acting as a demonic force opposing God's will. Side note, if there's a Prince of Persia, it's safe to assume there's other princes over other cities as well. Ephesians 6 frames this battle as structured and these spirits being ranked in the conflict between cosmic powers and God's people. 2 Kings 6 shows the hidden nature of this battle, where divine forces far outmatch human enemies, emphasizing God's superior strength. Another central theme is prayer, as it is shown to be an essential weapon in spiritual warfare. In Daniel 10, Daniel's sustained prayer and fasting coincide with the intense heavenly battle. His perseverance played a vital role in activating divine intervention. Ephesians 6 underscores prayer as an integral part of the armor of God, urging believers to pray at all times with persistence. 2 Kings highlights the power of prayer to open spiritual eyes and even alter physical outcomes, as Elisha prays for his servant's vision and the blinding of the enemy army. But the most important central theme is God's sovereignty, his authority, as it's evident throughout these accounts. In Daniel, Michael's intervention ensures the delivery of God's message, affirming divine control over even the fiercest opposition. In 2 Kings, the sight of God's chariots of fire reassures Elisha and his servant that God's power far surpasses any earthly threat. Ephesians 6 equips the believer with the armor of God, symbolizing divine provision for their spiritual battles. For the believer, here are 4 takeaways. Number 1, faith in the unseen. The spiritual reality revealed in these passages calls believers to trust in God, even when they cannot see his hand. Elisha's calm assurance in 2 Kings, Daniel's persistence in Daniel 10 exemplify this trust. Believers are reminded in Ephesians 6 to stand firm in faith, relying on God's strength rather than their own. 2, the power of prayer. Prayer is portrayed as both a weapon and a catalyst for divine action. Just as Daniel's prayer activated angelic assistance, Elisha's prayer altered physical realities. Believers are encouraged in Ephesians 6 to wield prayer as a tool for standing firm against spiritual opposition. 3, encouragement amid delays. The 21-day delay in Daniel's answer demonstrate that God hears prayers immediately, even when answers are delayed due to these unseen battles. This echoes the message in Ephesians to remain steadfast and the reassurance in 2 Kings that God's timing is perfect and his forces are always present and ready. 4, God's overwhelming victory. The recurring message is that God's forces always outmatch the opposition. Whether it's Michael triumphing in Daniel, the divine armor described in Ephesians, or the fiery chariots in 2 Kings, the assurance is clear. God is victorious and his people are never alone. These passages affirm that spiritual warfare is real, but so is God's overwhelming power. Believers are equipped with divine armor, supported by angelic forces, and upheld by God's sovereignty. The message, for there are more on our side than on theirs, this truth invites every believer to stand firm, assured that the victory belongs to the Lord. May God bless you and yours. If you love the content, like, share, follow. Your engagement matters.